So, last time I talked a little bit about how I write and what the pantser lifestyle looks like, if you will. But today I thought I would go into a little bit of when and where I write because that is no simple task. I know that many writers have a bit of a writing routine. They write for a certain amount of time every day, a certain time of day each day. My life does not necessarily lend itself to that kind of routine. I am a single mom and my kids keep me hopping, and I work full time outside of the home. So I am quite busy, of course, with all the regular responsibilities that life throws at my way. So, when do I find the time to write? I will admit that it varies. Sometimes I can kind of squeeze in more time depending on my mood. If I am inspired, then I will find time to write. Other times, when I am perhaps not quite so inspired, it becomes a little bit more of a struggle. I am definitely a morning person as opposed to a night owl. So when I am inspired to write, I try to find time in the mornings. I like to wake up before my kids wake up so I can kind of ease into my day and perhaps get some things done before the busyness of the morning routine takes over. So I will try to take care of tasks then, and there are many times when that includes writing, whether that is writing for my blog or for my newsletter or perhaps one of the projects that I'm actually working on. So, morning is a great time, but that doesn't always work out. So, I will often find times that just kind of pop up here and there. I call them pockets of time. So little bits and pieces here and there that I can fit in some writing. Sometimes I will write at work on my lunch break. It's not a lot of time, but if I'm trying to meet a goal or a deadline that I have set for myself, then I can squeeze in a little bit of writing as I'm scarfing down my lunch. um, there are other times when perhaps we are waiting for something, or I'm waiting for the kids, like if I have to pick them up from somewhere, or if we are perhaps, let's say, at McDonald's and they're at the play place, and I can bring my writing and work on that while they're playing, or something like that. I find those little pockets of time when I can bring my writing with me and I will get what I can done. Now, that being said, how do I write? Where do I write? So, I do like to type online. I use a program called Atticus. I write directly into there, and that program has made it very easy because it does all the formatting and everything very quickly and simply. So I use that a lot. And so when I have a laptop or desktop, I don't do it from my phone. But when I have a laptop or desktop available and I have a good amount of time, then I will write directly into there. So if I'm at work, I can usually log on online. It connects to the internet. So it keeps my progress no matter what device I'm on. So I will sometimes do that at work. Or if I'm home in those morning times, then I will use my laptop and I will do some writing directly online that way. But I also I'm a big fan of paper. So I have a binder. This is my current work in progress, sneak peek. So I have printed out the parts that I did in Atticus so that I can know where I am and where I've been. And then this notebook has this nifty little legal pad holder so I can write directly into there. Pencil is my preferred medium. So I like a white legal pad. I do not like yellow. And I prefer pencil. I would like a freshly sharpened pencil. So I find that the easiest way to ensure that is to use a mechanical pencil so I don't have to be stopping and sharpening it every 2 minutes. So I can bring this with me if I am going to be somewhere that I think I'm going to be able to get some writing done, and I can just scribble in there. Sometimes, if I would like to spend some time outside, for example, and just kind of relax and lounge on my deck, then I can bring the paper as well. It tends to work out better than trying to bring my laptop and getting in a comfortable position because I can just kind of sprawl in whatever position I want and just handwrite with that pencil. And sometimes just that connection with the pencil and the paper, I can kind of connect with the words a little bit better. And it just feels more personal, I guess. It's a more hands-on, tactile experience than typing on a keyboard is. Just, I guess, brings the story home a little bit more. Not sure what it is about it, but if you ever get stuck with writing, I would suggest giving that a try and try handwriting it and see if perhaps things flow better. So that is a little bit about when and how I write. Hopefully, that gives you a little bit of insight into my process. I will touch base on other topics in future videos, but until then, have a great day.